The world's most stylish face masks, according to Vogue, Dr. Deborah Birx's Scarves, and a news reporter tries to get away with not wearing pants on camera. Welcome to 3 more articles on the subject of dress. Hi everyone, Jennifer here. Welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. In this series, 3 articles on the subject of dress. I take 3 current event articles that relate to the subject of style and dressing, and I like to discuss them with you here on the channel. Today we're going to talk about face masks and the various designs that are coming out now that most of us have to wear them. We're also going to talk about Dr. Deborah Birx's Scarves, and I've been asked about them by a lot of people. And we're also going to talk about the news anchor who tried to get away with not wearing pants in a professional interview on camera. It's going to be a good one. Before we begin, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is one of the great sponsors here on the Daily Connoisseur. They are an online learning platform. They have over 25,000 classes. They have everything from design and illustration, editing classes, writing classes, business classes, graphic design, anything you can think of, Skillshare has a class on it. I've taken a few of their classes now, and one of the ones that stood out for me was YouTube Success. Build an authentic channel that's worth the follow, and it was taught by a very famous YouTuber, and I gained a lot of valuable information from it. So premium membership starts at under $10 a month, and the first 1,000 people to click on my link below will get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's get started on the 3 articles on dress. The first article comes from Vogue, and it's called 87 Cloth Masks to Shop Now. And they put together the most comprehensive source of face masks. And so I think it's a good idea to get reusable face masks. We actually have some disposable ones here in the home, but I do plan on either making my own reusable ones or maybe just buying a few. And so this is a good idea to look at all the different styles they have out there now. And isn't it funny how current events influence fashion? We probably had no idea that we would be looking at face masks a few months ago even, but here we are. So I thought that we could kind of go through this article and have a look at some of the interesting designs that they have here. We're not going to look at all of them because they have 87 and that would take forever. But let's have a look right now. So the article says, it looks like we're going to be wearing cloth face masks for a while, which is all the more reason to find one that you like. The CDC has been recommending that people wear masks when going out in public for weeks, and yesterday Governor Cuomo issued an order that New Yorkers must wear masks in public places where social distancing 6 feet is not possible. It goes on to say that the best face masks for civilians to wear are made of cloth. Leave the surgical masks and N95s for the healthcare professionals and essential workers. Besides, designers have been in the fabric mask game for a long time. Let's scroll through the face masks here together. We have Rag & Bone's Stealth Mask here, Vistaprint Solid Color Mask. J. Crew has a set of 3 masks here, and I do like that seersucker print on them. Junie Life Bandana Face Mask. The Tie Bar set of 5 cotton masks. These are nice for men, I think. These look great. I want to get some of those for Ben. Vita Protective Mask. Jeune Haute Toile Face Mask, and I really like these. Clearly, I love toiles, so if I were to get any, I would get those. Those look lovely. Carolina K Face Masks, set of 5. Madewell, set of 3 face masks. Tanya Taylor Protective Face Masks Pack. Paige Covering Our Community Mask 4-pack. These are lovely. Arax Liberty Protective Face Mask. I like those, and I actually want to see if I could try to make some of those myself at home because those are quite pricey. Amelia George Sustainable Face Mask. Reformation Assorted Mask 5-pack. I like these too. The Reza set of 5 masks. St. John Animal Print Care Mask. Now that is, we're getting into luxury. Reuben Avenue Travel Mask. And it goes on for 87 different styles of masks. I will link the article down below and you can have a look at all of them. We won't have a look at them here, but I do find it fascinating now that this is a part of our culture, and I wonder how long we're going to be needing to wear masks and how it's going to influence what we wear and how we behave and how we go out and everything like that. Something that I've been interested in is gloves. So I wear white gloves now wherever I go. I have a lot of white gloves because when I went through my eczema situation with my hands. So I wonder if gloves are going to now come back in style as well. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, there's some really neat options here. I think most people who are even slightly handy with the sewing machine can make most of these masks by themselves. So that's something interesting as well. Let us know in the comment section down below if you have made any face masks and what your experience has been. Next, I can't tell you how many people have asked me for my opinions on Dr. Deborah Birx's scarves. So Dr. Deborah Birx is the White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator, and most of us have seen her by now. She's in all of the press briefings and she is really out there in the public. And there's one thing about her that people remember and recognize, and that is her scarves. So we're going to be talking about her scarves today. I'm going to read an article to you from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Now, if this is going to upset you, just don't watch the video. And we are not talking about politics here. We are not talking about policy. We are not talking about the president. We are just talking about her scarves and how it relates to how she presents herself. I just have to put that disclaimer out there because people get upset about things very easily. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this. Let's look at this Philadelphia Inquirer article. How Dr. Deborah Birx Made Scarves the Power Accessory We All Need Right Now by Elizabeth Wellington. It says, before White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx utters one well-versed word during President Trump's task force meetings, we can't help but notice her scarves. The pretty floral wraps tied loosely around her shoulders or worn close to her neck like a cravat bring a welcome bit of brightness to what's become our daily dose of bad news. It's her signature accessory, noted Andre Mitchell, a longtime Philadelphia fashion insider and manager of the Century City boutique Skirt. Mitchell describes Birx's fashion choices as a sweet spot in his otherwise mundane day. While delivering bleak and dire information, her fashion gives us hope. Dr. Birx's daily scarf choice seems to be the only high fashion-driven conversation allowed right now when discussing the details of someone's wardrobe feels unnecessarily glib, but the scarves have found a cult following. In March, Fort Worth, Texas-based marketing executive Victoria Strout launched the Deborah Birx Scarves Instagram account. There, almost 30,000 followers debate Birx's knot-tying skills and gush over how Birx contrasts her scarves that she started wearing years ago in the same way her male colleagues wore ties with her sweet shirtwaist dresses. President Donald Trump and Dr. Anthony Fauci's messages differ at times, but both men display the same authoritative image in traditional dark-hued suits and contrasting ties. This standard man-in-power uniform lacks authenticity and individuality, yet our culture instructs us to revere them at first glance simply because of the crispness of their classic attire. It's clear that Birx, often the only woman on the podium, intuitively understands how to telegraph her strength through sartorial choices in ways men just can't. Like former British Prime Minister Theresa May, Birx wears her silky accessory around her neck like a boss. Like May, she fancies neckwear from the French luxury brand Hermès, along with other designer labels like Pucci, Anne Hand, and Randall Darwall. While Birx's scarves are certainly expensive, many women can connect to Birx's power accessory because silk, or silk-like scarf, is not hard to find, and reasonable facsimiles can easily be bought at Marshall's or Burlington. That makes Birx's accessory of choice more relatable than, say, a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes or a Chloe bag. Competent women we trust drape themselves in scarves. Our moms, our aunts, our teachers, and our own doctors, including our own Pennsylvania Health Secretary, Dr. Rachel Levine. Okay, so that was the article accompanied with a few pictures of Dr. Deborah Birx. Now, here's what I think about it. I think that she has chosen that accessory to be her signature accessory to express her signature style. I think that it's a wonderful move because people remember her for it. She looks stylish yet competent. Now, if you'll remember a few episodes of this series back, we discussed the MP in Commons who wore the off-the-shoulder gown in Parliament. Now, that was certainly fashionable, but it wasn't appropriate. I think most of us agreed to that. And here's the thing about what we wear. It actually transmits a message about us, and whether that message is true or not. There is that study that I will always refer to that I discussed in the past that talks about how our clothing makes us more or less competent in the eye of the viewer, the person who's looking at us. So our clothing choices really do matter. And so if Dr. Deborah Birx went up on the podium and she was wearing an off-the-shoulder party dress, it would not seem professional, right? Or let's just say she went up on the podium and she was wearing yoga pants and a sports bra top. Would we take her as seriously? No. And I know that angers a lot of people. They don't want to hear that, but it's actually true. We want to look up to people and we want to feel that they are competent if they are giving us information. That's going to help us judge whether or not we listen to them, whether or not we take them seriously. There are, of course, many things that she could wear to appear competent and in charge and stylish. She could also just wear a lab coat and do this effectively. She could wear a suit, a business suit. She could wear anything that is professional, I would say. But I think she does a wonderful job of mixing both style and professionalism. And she's become really known for that, along with her accomplishments. So yes, it is true that clothing does matter. What we wear matters. And she's made a choice that I think is a great one. And I love her scarves. I will leave a lot of scarf resources down below, including some great silk scarves made in Paris by Montkiji. And finally, we are going to discuss this article that is everywhere right now. So many people sent this to me. I saw it myself and I thought instantly to discuss it here on this series. ABC News' Will Reeve got caught going pantsless on Good Morning America Tuesday and responded good-naturedly on Twitter. "I have arrived," he tweeted before adding, in the most hilariously mortifying way possible. He was responding to one of the many tweets that called him out for clearly not being fully dressed below the waist during his morning hit, which was done remotely. Like most other on-air personalities, in the age of the coronavirus and social distancing, Reeve was telecommuting, beaming himself into the nationally aired show live from his living room. On-air talent often jokes about only wearing business attire up top, even during in-studio hits, but the whole gag hinges on viewers not being able to tell. Early on Tuesday, he responded to the original viral tweet about the slip-up. When Detroit News film critic Adam Graham tweeted a picture of Reeve pushed back a little too far from his home office setup with his legs visible and captioned it, "Put some pants on," the reporter wrote back, "They're shorts, I promised." This reminds me of that video that went viral of the professor who was discussing North Korean politics and his children kept coming into the room and his wife. So when you work at home, these things happen. However, he set himself up for this by not dressing in pants on the bottom. Okay, so what do I think of this? I think it's funny. I think it's very funny, and at least he was wearing shorts and not in his underwear. That would have been kind of creepy. But my advice is to just wear the pants, wear the whole suit. Here's how it ties into what we talk about here. I talk about looking presentable always. I talk about this when you go out, when you're at home, when you go to sleep. It's all about getting used to doing that. So I do believe that if you are going on camera and you have to wear something specific, like a business suit, that you should wear the whole suit because you never know what could happen. He could have had an earthquake and he would have jumped up and run around the room and people would have seen him in his underwear or shorts or whatever it was that he was wearing. You never know what's going to happen. So I think that if you become accustomed to wearing proper things on a regular basis, it's not an inconvenience. So clearly when people do this, especially men, when they wear all business on top and then they have, party down below with their boxer shorts or swim shorts or whatever, it's because they don't want to wear the suit. They're only doing it because they have to wear it. Well, I encourage you to enjoy wearing it. Just enjoy putting that suit on. I think that people should look at it like they are very fortunate to have a job, to have something to dress up for, and so they should do it with a happy heart. Now, of course, after the interview, he can go change into his swim trunks if he wants to and whatever he wants to do. But I do think that while you are doing something professional like this, you should dress for the part, and it should just come naturally to you. So don't try to get away with it. You never know what the frame will be. All right, that is it for the 3 articles on dress. I hope that you are staying safe and well. Please let me know what you think about the articles down below. Also, thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out the link below where the first 1,000 people will get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. Thanks so much for joining me today on The Daily Connoisseur, and I will see you next time.